now.
Okay. So, okay. Good morning, ladies. Can you hear me? Melissa, Giovanni. Can you guys hear me?
Yeah.
Hey, Giovanni.
Hi.
Welcome, welcome. And Melissa, if you can hear me and if you would be willing, could you show your video? I mean, I know not everybody wants to do it. You don't have to.
Okay, good.
All right, so Giovanni stopped. All right, we've just got 1 minute and I'm going to sort of say hello and announce myself and what I'm all about. And then I'm going to check in with you guys and see what you've got going on. But I want you guys to know that we are going to be public and we are going to be live. So if you've got questions, make sure that it's going to be something that you like for people to hear, or we can keep it general so we're not going really personal and specific. Or if you want to go personal and specific, then let me know. Just let me know general or specific and I'll go more personal. If you want to go specific, we obviously get deeper information. Or if you want to just keep it general, then just say general. Okay? Is that,
Okay.
are we all good? Thumbs up?
Yes.
Okay. Oh, Melissa's going to start the video later. Okay, I understand. So, good morning. We are going live in my happiness hour, and I'm so excited to be doing this. I've been wanting for a long time to share my happiness hacks and my happiness tips and tools and techniques. And I know a couple of you guys are already in my intuition course. So I'm going to be giving deeper information about that. If you've got questions about that, you can ask me. So I'm glad that we've got a few people already on the call. That's super exciting as we launch off. And I'm going to check in with you guys and see, you know, what you're interested in finding out about. If you've got a quick question or if you've got a healing that you want to have doing. But before we do that, I just want to check in with Dean, because Dean is a super duper astrologer. And I think it's always good to know what's happening with the heavens right now so that we can sort of work with that information and with that energy. So Dean's going to give us a little bit of information about what's going on right now specifically. And also, I think you guys know that I feel like we're in a cycle of great awakening where we're being invited to confront and overcome our challenges and our obstacles so that we can come towards the light. And it's important that we get on track with doing that and doing the work to get into the light. So you know that all of my tools and all of my teachings are designed to support us in doing that. So with that being said, I want to check in with Dean and see what is going on with the stars and the heavens and all of that.
Hi, Michelle. So just a little technical note. I was not able to get the live stream to Facebook, maybe because of my signal. So maybe while I'm doing the astrology, maybe you could try to do that if you know how.
Oh, I'll try. I can't say that. I'm not
okay, but it's, yeah, even though I'm a Gemini, it's hard for me to do two things at the same time.
Yes.
They're very technical.
Okay.
So anyway, either that or I can keep trying and you can come back to me on the astrology a little later.
Okay, all right. Why don't we do that? Why don't you keep trying and I'll check in with the ladies who are here. And
okay.
if someone wants to dive in with a question or a healing. Who wants to dive in? And you're invited to show your videos if you're courageous, but you don't have to. I mean, you do what you feel comfortable with. So who wants to dive in? Giovanni, Lynette,
Yes.
Melanie. Okay, you going, Giovanni?
No, I'm not going. I have a question. My friend was trying to get in, but her Zoom isn't working. So I
Oh,
was going to give my slot to her, which means I can go later if we can get her on the phone. I'm not sure if you can.
oh, okay. So you're going to go and come back again?
No. I want to give her my slot, but she needs to call and be on speakerphone on my end so you can hear her. Because
Okay.
she can't get in on Zoom. Does that make sense?
Okay, so is she there now? Should we do it?
No, I'm gonna call her right back. So why don't one person go before me?
Okay.
Possible?
All right. Melissa, you were here early on. Melanie, you were here early. Either of you guys got something that you want me to support you with? Melissa.
I'm still thinking about it.
Okay.
Okay. So Michelle, I have her on the line.
Okay. All right. Good.
Her name's Julie. Can you hear her? Say something, Julie.
Hi, how are
Hi,
you?
Julie. I'm good. How are you today?
Oh, I feel better hearing yours, this sunny voice. Thank you.
All righty. Did you have a question that you want me to support you with?
Yes, I created a project, a huge project as big as the Taj Mahal or the Sistine ceiling, and I'm kind of pooped, and I'm wondering what direction I should take this project in, and that's the extent of my question.
Okay, I can relate to how you're feeling with that. I feel like my projects are all of a sudden very, very huge too. And the way that I'm going to support you guys is I'm going to do 2 sets of cards. The first set of cards is a deck that I made, an oracle deck that's going to support everyone generally who has a question about a project. And I'm going to pull 1 card generally, and I'm going to pull the rest of the cards specifically for you. But the general answer applies to you too. So the first thing is compassion, to support yourself in having extra self-care, making sure that your self-talk is really compassionate and kind, and elevating your inner vibration of inner communication to the frequency of love or above. And there's a really simple way to do that. You know, you close your eyes, you connect to your heart, you think of someone that you love, a child or a pet, an easy unconditional love feeling, and then you, inside that vibration and inside that tone, that's how you communicate with yourself as you navigate through this next chapter of time with your project. So I'm going to ask you to close your eyes and get connected to your project. Visually see it, energetically feel into it, and give me the first 3 words that come up when you get connected to your project.
Okie dokie. The first thing was to try to imagine it in completion.
Yes, feel into it. Just feel into it where it is. Visually see it, energetically feel it, and give me the first 3 words that come up when you get connected to it.
I got love, I got heartbreak, and I got suffer.
Interesting. So ask the question again for me.
Okay. The question is, what direction should I take this project? It's really whether, yes, that's the question. Yes.
So it's interesting because I feel like and I'm going to say this first, and then I'm going to go specifically into the choices of directions that you have. But it seems that this project is a spiritual journey into the center of your heart chakra. And it's really about healing past pain, past heartbreak. So your particular path is most likely a fourth chakra path. And this project is flushing through the energetic channels, whatever it is that's been obstructed in the heart chakra. So you're being invited to confront and dissolve and resolve past pain, past heartbreak, because that will elevate your vibration into the frequency of joy, which is kind of what came through before, but it's repeating again. So it feels like it's really important to be experiencing the whole project as a celebration and an expression of your soul. It's your soul speaking through you. So anything that aligns with a direction that is heart-centered, fourth chakra path, an expression of your soul's journey, that's the direction that you want to take it. So do you have a specific 1, 2, 3 different types of directions you could go that you could talk about, or is it just more generally that sort of information?
Well, I think I was clearer before COVID, and because it involves artwork and exhibition and presenting it to the public. Even though it didn't function as a real museum, I'm trying to get resolution. So it's almost like a living museum because there are residency spaces. And the collection is centered around my late mother's artwork. And I am a byproduct of her, and I don't feel that she got her due. But also now that there's illumination in and around equity and social justice for Blacks and people of color and women, I guess that I sense there, I just have to maybe troubleshoot some things around that. And that's where the heartbreak and the soul question comes in, because I kind of put my own life aside to complete her journey in a way. It's birthday.
So I would say also, you know, the more you can be in expression, because the heart chakra is connected to the fifth chakra, which is connected also to the third, the chakra above and the chakra below also benefit from being met and resolved energetically and emotionally. So I would say if there's an invitation or an opportunity for you to be in expression, and the bigger the expression, the more resolution becomes possible. So if there's a pathway that invites you to, like, put the paintings on walls and have an exhibition, then you are supported in doing that. You are ready for that. But also bring your body with you, not just put the pictures on the wall, but make sure your inner container is expanded through the resolution of those heartbreaks through your lineage, through your history, so that your inner container is expanded and your outer expression then can have a deeper expression externally. Does that make sense to you?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I'm sorry, go ahead.
Well, I was going to say, if that feels complete for you, then we can complete there. But if there's something hanging out that you want to have more clarity on, we can do that too.
Yes, in linkage with that is that I put aside my own artistic projects, even though this is an expression of mine, and including love relationships and personal life. It's just like all that just stopped, and I've just been Rapunzel in a tower, and a part of me at this age yearns to know if I can have a new crack at finding a love relationship that's fulfilling while I fulfill this love relationship and connection with my mom. It's what has taken away my own heart, attention to myself.
That makes total sense to me, and I'm going to show you the cards that I got. So trust that the timing is divine on every aspect of this, that you're being supported to strengthen your inner container so that you can be in greater expression, not only around your art, but around your soul and the expression of your soul. And the cards that I got, I want to show you. I got the Sun. The Sun is partnership and fulfillment, happiness, celebration. I also got the Three of Cups, which is celebration and engagement, and the Six of Wands, which is achievement and success with strength. So there's a lot there that says that everything is purposeful. Each step in this direction is divinely timed, and the universe is being kind to you, even if it feels like it's not moving quickly enough. It's moving as a direct reflection of what's moving internally within you to support you in bringing you into that next level of celebration and partnership. So if I were you, I would start visualizing what you're wanting in relationship to partnership, and really support yourself in understanding that you are on track and you are ready for that to come into your world because you're elevating your heart. So I would say, if you want more support on that, I can give you a lot more support, because I never tell people, just go do that and just figure it out for yourself, because I know that's really hard. I've designed my tools based around my clients' requests and what they're needing. And I'd recommend for you that you do a 4th chakra meditation. And I'd recommend that you work on healing your ancestral lineage through your dreams, setting intentions to expand your heart container so that you can be in a state of readiness for your partnership. And also, I can do sessions. You can come to the website, there's coupons, and since you're a first-time person, you get to really benefit from some opportunities that are on there. So first-time people really have great benefits. I don't know if Dean could put up my my website, michellebradshawcanty.com, to take advantage of some of those offerings. But I would recommend that you do, because it's a really good deal. And I'm doing it to really sort of expand my reach and to support people along the path.
Thank you.
Is that okay, Julie?
Yes, it is. It's wonderful. I'll go back to your website, and I appreciate your guidance. And Giovanni, it's been a real blessing. And maybe that's why I saw the sun. The sun came up before the sun came. Card came up. That's why I said I hear the sun and see the sun in your voice. I was sensing the sun. So
That's great. And really invite it in. You're ready? So allow yourself to invite that experience of sunshine, celebration, happiness, and that elevation. So I'd love to support you on that journey. That sounds like a real fun chapter that you've got coming up.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you, Julie.
Thank you. Ciao.
So welcome all you guys, Laurie, Lynette, Melanie, Melissa, Mona. Anybody else got a question? Are you wanting a question, Giovanni, that you're still on the spot? Yes.
Yes, I do have one.
Okay.
Really quickly, I guess generally my intuition is okay, but maybe my impatience is not. I keep seeming to attract opportunities that do not pay. And I'm really tired of it.
You mean actually financially don't pay, or don't pay on any level?
Yeah. And I think that even on another level at this point, very little return from my point of view. I feel like I've been doing the work that I've been doing for a super long time, and there is this belief that you don't have to pay poets or yeah, basically writers. Yeah.
Artists don't get to pay. Well,
Yeah.
you know, I'm glad you asked that question because intuition is a topic, and I know you're on my intuition training course. Now, as I said, I'm going to do a general card for everybody out of my oracle cards that I made, and I'm going to teach you guys to make these in the advanced intuition training. I'm going to teach you how to do that. But Giovanni, look what showed up for you. We got third chakra nurturing.
Oh.
So in relationship to this question, you know, this question generally for everybody, you know, if you're struggling with, you know, not having your manifestations give you a financial reflection, which you really want to, you know, and it's an important question. Usually finance is in the second chakra, but we're being invited to look at the third chakra, which has to do with your sense of deserving, your self-esteem, your personal power, and your confidence. You know, and Giovanni, honestly, for me, it feels like, you know, the universe is inviting you to put a stake in the ground where you just say, I deserve to be well paid for the sharing of my gifts. Okay, so let me show you the cards that I got specifically for you. And I think you're going to like them. I really do. So you got the Magician, which is aligning with your purpose. I'm picking up your tools and your skills and your gifts. And you'll know that you're talented, Giovanni. You're a poet. You have some great reputation there behind you. And, you know, as you say, so, all right, let's look at the rest of the cards.
Okay.
Six of Wands, achievement and success. And then the beautiful World card.
Yay.
What is the world about? The world is about your agreements. What are your agreements? What do you need to do more of? What do you need to do less of? What aspect of yourself do you want to bring forward in relationship to this question? So I think there's a great excavation that you could do around your agreements with your artistic expression and around your agreements with your magician, which is your natural skills, your natural talents, and your natural aptitudes. And I'm being called to talk about this for you specifically and generally. You know, from a spiritual point of view,
Yeah.
the soul is in a body to express itself, to express its uniqueness. And we're equipped, we come in with specific talents and specific goals and specific aptitudes to find what they are, to find a way to be in right relationship with those gifts and find a way to express them in the world in a way that the world rewards. Now, fortunately, you are on the intuition training course. And I don't know if you've popped in there, but there's a section in there called the ikigai. The ikigai is a Japanese word that really means that expression, you know, how do you align what you have as your natural talents and your natural gifts and have that be something that the world rewards, and have those things all line up. So bringing together your talents, your gifts, and in a way that the world rewards it. Now, for you, I would say, we're going to go in the course, we're going to go through this next module is going to be about mental healing and clearing. So we're transforming negative perceptions into positive perceptions. So for you, I would say, write out the story of the positive perceptions you want to have in relationship to this question. And I think there's, again, some history, some ancestral experiences or karmic patterns that exist around this question. And there may be beliefs that say, you know, poets or artists are never going to be rewarded. It's just the world doesn't appreciate us, or, you know, You know what I mean, Giovanni?
I mean, I do.
Yes.
Yeah.
So here's what I would say, fully illuminate those. So fully
Okay.
illuminating something means bringing the light of awareness to it. So one of the best ways to fully illuminate something is to write it out. So when you're in your stinking thinking, when you're in your biggest challenge and your biggest stress and all that stuff comes up in the mind, oh, the world's not going to reward me. People don't recognize my talents. The world isn't ready for me, or whatever those conversations are, write them down in a list, one after the other, and then go through step 2, which is where we're up to on the course, to transform that into its opposite positive form, whether you believe it's true or not. You know this routine, Giovanni. Right? We've talked about it. So you just create it. You create it like it is, and you write the storyline of how you want it to be, not what you're experiencing it as right now and what you're bumping up against, but
Yeah.
expand it into the world is transforming. And it is. We are, I feel, in a great awakening. So the world is transforming in a way that supports me and all artists and all magicians who are on their path to have financial benefit and have financial reward, so that we can all rise up together. We can all be in an expanded expression of abundance, and we can go back to the temple and maybe back to Crete, which is where I always go when there's a memory in your spirit somewhere of what that feels like, you know, to have your gifts be rewarded. So see if you can tap into and connect to that and have that fully awakened too. Does that
Okay.
help, Giovanni?
No, I mean, it absolutely does. I mean, especially getting into the using intuition, I guess, as a way to get into the subconscious, because I mean, consciously, I feel like, you know, someone asked me to do something, it's like, this is what it will cost. But the opportunities that come as a result, I guess the things that I pursue have money attached to them, you know, would compensate me, but they're so competitive. And then when I say, okay, I'm not going to apply, I'm not going to be in the masculine, you know, energies, I'm just going to be in the passive, the feminine energies. And then whatever comes doesn't pay at all. Does that make sense?
Yeah, so there's a couple of things that you said that are important. First of all, there needs to be a balance between the masculine and the feminine. We
I
need
know.
both, you know, for that mechanism to truly work.
Yeah.
And the other thing that you said that's really important, and I think that this is the point, and this is why I created the course, the intuition course, and why I was called to do it right now. In order for us to fully ignite our magician and fully express our gifts, we benefit from having a really strong and clear communication with our subconscious reality, with our essence, and with our gifts, so it can be pulled through. And you just went through in the course the chakra clearing meditation that ignites that whole mechanism to give you a communication to and from your subconscious mind body. So I would say trust that that transformation is happening, and you're in the right place doing the right thing to support that mechanism of transformation. So part of the journey is to expand your skill and your communication with your energetic system, with your subconscious ruminations, with your neural pathways that exist. And, you know, I created the course as a reverse engineered experience of what happened to me when I went through my training as a hypnotherapist, because I was in altered states of consciousness 4 or 5 hours a day. It blew open my third eye. So I reverse engineered that and created the tools that are the most effective tools to support that mechanism happening for you. And it can be obvious and it can be subtle. And if it's subtle, it doesn't mean that it isn't happening. It's happening. The mechanism is in place. It just may require a little bit more of your conscious intention to build that bridge between your conscious mind and your subconscious mind.
Okay.
So you're on the right track. Keep doing what you're doing. Keep showing up for the calls. Stay in communication with me. You know, you have access to me. You can ask questions if there's things about that that feel like you don't understand. But even if you don't feel it, it's actually, you're in the mechanism. So trust that it's happening.
Okay.
That makes sense. And I
Yeah.
just want to say one thing about this whole thing, and I think this is going to be useful for everyone. When we're in a mechanism of transformation, which I believe we are as a group consciousness, I feel like we're invited into the space of evolution as a humanity and raising up our conscious awareness so we can activate all of our channels and occupy our full aliveness. Sometimes we don't know what's going on or why it's going on. And a story that really illuminates the subtlety of this is my mom's friend was making some mince pies one day. She was making some mince pies and my mom went in and said, "Great, you've made mince pies." And she said, "Oh, no, it's not great because I made a whole tray and I ate the whole tray and I didn't want to eat the whole tray." And my mom said, "Well, you know, you can get hypnotized for that so that you don't have to eat the whole tray." So anyway, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, 4 weeks went by. My mom went back up and she said, "Oh, great, you've made mince pies and they're all still there." She said, "Did you get hypnotized?" She said, "Yes, I did." She said, "But it's not because of the hypnosis. It's just because I didn't want them." See what I mean? So we don't always connect the dots as to why we're changing. Why are we changing our choices? Why are we changing our habits? We don't always ascribe it to the practices that we've done or the tools that we've acquired. But it's really important as we come back to this card for you, this nurturing card, that we, you know, give ourselves a little bit of credit for the work that we've done and the choices that we've made in our history to really support our own evolution. Because for me, you know, that's what we're in a body to do. You know, we're not here to get a big car or a fancy house or any of those things. We're really in a body to evolve our consciousness and bring our body along with us so we can evolve the humanity and the human beingness that we have. So it's always the best investment that you can make with your time and your energy to do this sort of inner growth, even if you don't immediately see a reflection of it or associate that reflection to what's going on in your world.
Okay.
All right, Giovanni?
Yes, thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Okay, good. Namaste.
Namaste.
Anybody else there who has a question or something that you want to ask?
Can I just do a general card?
Sure. Do you want just one card or three? You want just to see what the energy is around you? Hi, Laurie, by the way.
Hi.
Nice to hear from you here.
Thank you. I just got out of the
Space and
shower.
you put the camera on. Good, thank you. Okay, so you want to look just at what is the energy around you? Is that what you want to look at?
Yeah, I feel like I can't focus on a specific question right now.
Is it hard for you to focus generally?
I think it's harder in a group, like when I'm one-on-one with you, I can do it, but.
Okay, well, let's just open it up and see what the universe has to say for you. And this is to the whole group. This card is if you're kind of like, I don't know what I want to ask. I don't know what's going on. So let's just see what the universe has to say about that. Oh, it says the light method. And the light method is an energy medicine practice, and we've actually practiced the light method together, where we do breathing and we ask questions. So what that tells me is that as a group, we benefit from becoming curious and interested in what's happening inside our energetic system and inside our emotions. Where are we holding energy? Where are we fluid in our energy? And start to acquaint ourselves with that inner landscape and that inner reality. So one way that you can do this is a really good tool, and I'm going to share it with you. One way that we can wake up our energetic system and increase that literacy and that language, hands on either side of the belly, 4-2 breathing, deep enthusiastic inhale for a count of 4, soft surrendered exhale for a count of 2. So we just go like this, hands on the belly. And we do that first thing in the morning and last thing at night for about 5 minutes. So everyone who's on the call, I recommend that you do that practice. And while you're doing it, just get really curious as to what's going on in your system. Does your heart get tight?
Wait,
Does
what's going on with your voice?
belly expand? Are you talking to me, Giovanni?
Yeah, I couldn't hear you for a second there. It's going
Can
in
you
and out.
hear me now?
Yes, yes.
Okay, good. So the 4-2 breath, then you become like a curious investigator to just notice, are there any places of tightness or tension? And then take note of it. If the heart's tight, then bring the hands to the heart and breathe like a pant, like. So the basic rule of thumb, and I'm probably going to repeat this many times, but I really feel like it wakes up your energetic system. Below the heart, you do the 4-2 breath.
So you breathe in for 4 and breathe out for 2?
Yeah. But the out, it's like a wave, you know, like when a wave comes in on the ocean, it comes in strong and then it goes out soft. So you come in 4, you go out 2. Deep enthusiastic inhale for 4, soft surrendered exhale for 2. Hands on the belly. Then follow where your energy moves. If it goes above the heart, you change the breath to a pant. If it goes below the heart, you just do the 4-2. So everyone's invited to practice that. Like first thing in the morning when you wake up, just practice doing the 4-2 breath in the belly and follow the breathing, follow the tension in the body. So if the heart gets tight, you come to the heart. If the throat gets tight, you bring your awareness into your throat. You stroke it slightly and do that panting. If it comes into the head and you get a headache, bring your awareness to there and just pant a little bit into that part of your body and really support yourself in moving your energy through your system till it kind of dissipates. Like at some point there'll be nothing. There'll be no tension, nothing holding. And then you come into your heart and you connect to someone that you love and you enter into that frequency and that vibration of love, and then you're complete in that little 5-minute practice. So that's for everyone. And this is now specifically for you, Laurie. I'm just going to pull 3 cards. And this is what I'll do if anyone, you know, has a question, but they don't know what the question is. They just kind of want to know what the universe has to say to them right now for where they are on their path and on their journey. And obviously, when we do these questions, it's more general. And when you've got a specific thing, we can really get into details and go deeper, which you may or may not want to do in this format, but obviously you can do it at any time with me privately. So the cards I got for you, Laurie, Queen of Swords, the Hanged Man, and Death. Okay, so what does that mean? Queen of Swords, she's the queen of clarity. So that is an invitation for you. So the swords represent the mind and they represent consciousness. And the Queen of Swords is the queen of the mind. She's the queen of clarity. So what can you do to support you in bringing greater clarity. So we just looked at that and we got the light method. So I think that's going to be the skill for you to practice to bring that Queen of Swords. Now the Hanged Man is a sacrifice, but a necessary sacrifice because it takes you to your highest good. So what could you be sacrificing? It seems that it would be like a belief or an idea that you've been holding about yourself, because it comes with the Queen of Swords. So what are the thoughts, the beliefs, or the ideas that you may have been holding about yourself that you're now ready to let go of, to really complete? And you're also on the intuition training course. So you're in the right place, because as I was saying to Giovanni, that all sort of applies to you too. Right now, we're going into the belief shifting around the mental patterns. So you're supported in doing that. Death is endings and new beginnings and a rebirth. So for you specifically, I would say really think about what are the beliefs that you may have been carrying about yourself that you're really ready to complete with. You're really ready to let them go and not bring them forward into this next chapter of time. So the more awareness you have on what's happening inside your own mental narrative, what are the stories that you're saying to yourself or what's repeating over and over, then confront that and really let go of what is not welcome in this next chapter of time for you.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Kinda. I don't have any idea what the belief or idea is, but yeah.
Do you want me to look a little further? What
Sure.
might it be? So I got the World. Let's have a look at my cards and see if they're going to illuminate that a little further for you. What might this belief be? It's asking you to focus on what you love and what you want to manifest, not what you believe that you can't have, is what I'm thinking that relate to. So again, think about if you had a magic wand and you could create whatever you wanted, what would you create? What would that be? What's that thing that you love and you'd love to be? It seems to me that it has also to do with your magician again. And I don't think we've ever talked about this, Laurie, but if you could do any work that you wanted, or you could express yourself in the world any way that you wanted. Let me just ask this question. I've never asked this, and I don't know what you're going to say. Would you consider yourself or be interested in being a light worker? If you know what that is, like helping people heal or doing healing work in any way.
Yeah. Well, I took my nursing prereqs, so I'm going in that direction. And also my friend Brigitte always says that she thinks that I could be a life coach, but I don't know. So that's the only thing that popped into my head.
Well, that's the answer. That's what popped into my head.
What?
To expand into your skills and your capacity for healing and helping others in all directions. So, you know, yes, continue to go forward in your nursing because that will give you sort of a great solid foundation, but also expand into looking at energy medicine and light work and see what resonates for you. And that's interesting because we're going to talk more about that in the course too. Did you do the quiz? Did you do the intuition quiz?
No.
Okay, so that's your next step. Do that intuition quiz and see what it says, what your gifts are. I have a feeling you would be a 3, and I have a feeling you would be an empath. and to expand those capacities of empathy and to understand the skills. And this is really, really an important skill, the skill of how to be energetically sensitive and sensitized to other people's energy in a way that's really beneficial to both you and the other person. Because unfortunately, as an empath, very often we can be challenged by getting pulled into and caught up with other people's energy, and that it impacts us negatively. So we really want to work on turning that around so that that empathy is elevated into your greatest skill rather than a challenge or a difficulty. And as we go into the advanced training, I'm going to do a lot more about that turnaround and how to do that turnaround, and what skills you can really find within you and polish up so that you're really equipped in that area. Because I do feel like there's going to be a big transition for you. You had death, endings, new beginnings. So there's going to be a big change that comes up. I think that it's not something that's forced on you. I think it's something that you have a choice around. You're going to be invited to make changes around your work and the type of work that you're doing in the world. And I think this is the direction that you're going. Are you not happy with that?
No, I am happy, but I guess I'm like, I really like specifics. So like one question just leads me to another question and another question and another question.
Well, you know, I would say you're on the course. Don't worry. Just take the information one step at a time and digest that information. Go into the step of doing the inner mental transformation. And then, you know, we can stay in touch. You're going to be guided step by step through the course. And then we can stay in touch personally too in, you know, what that journey is. So it's just like, you know, when you learn to ski, you learn to do one step at a time, and you just focus on like the 10 feet in front of you, and then you turn around and you focus on the 10 feet. You don't look at the bottom, you don't see and go, oh my gosh, I've got to get from here to there. How do I do that? So you just go one step at a time. So this first 10 feet in front of you, just focus on that and where we are in the course, which is really, you know, looking at the mind stuff.
Okay.
All right.
That sounds good. Thank you.
Thank you, Laurie. Namaste. Thank you for coming.
Thank you.
I see that Mona has her hand up. Did you have a question, Mona?
Hi.
Hi.
How are you?
I've met you before, so nice to meet you. Welcome.
Too. Oh man, I have a very important question. I'm so happy you showed me. So my life is a mess, actually. I hate saying it, but it really is. I had my third interview with the company that I'm pretty sure I got the job if we can look, but I'm literally homeless. I'm living in hotels because like the job is going to take place in one city. The training is in another city, and I actually am from the middle city. So the job's in LA and the training is more in like a different county, and then I'm from Orange County. So I'm literally living out of a hotel right now, not knowing where to move. I don't even know. I mean, it's not 100% that I got the job, but it's the third interview, and they said that I'm like the number one, the top two, and then they like me after that.
Okay, well, thank you for sharing all of that and being very transparent. I know it can feel very destabilizing when you've got a big shift like that, and then the home, you know, the home's not there. So I can truly understand the impact of that. But I'm going to ask you to talk a little bit more about that in a moment. But first of all, I want you to close your eyes and get connected to that job, to that opportunity, to that situation. Visually see it, energetically feel into it, and give me the first 3 words that come up when you get connected to that.
Secure, consistent, and safe.
So I did get a yes position. Now I'm going to show you what I got. So the card that I got for you and with this one is that, you know, it's from my book, The Habit of Happiness. And it's a famous saying that says, watch your thoughts, they become words. Watch your words, they become actions. Watch your actions, they become habits. Watch your habits, they become character. And watch your character, it becomes destiny. So as you're destabilized, there's a really great opportunity that comes in being destabilized. And I want you to have the gift of that opportunity now while you're in it, which is you get really clear and really direct access into the mind chatter, into, you know, fear, worry, doubt, indecision. And I would encourage you to write it down. Whatever it is that comes up in your mind process that you're in right now, because you're destabilized, and that's the gift of being destabilized. So we might as well take advantage of that. So when I ask a question like that, I just do a yes, no sort of thing. Is this going in the direction or is it not? And I got a yes position. So I'll show you the cards that I got. So the first card that I got in a yes position. So a yes position means, are the cards right side up or are they upside down? And you can see that 2 of the 3 cards are right side up. Can you see?
Yeah, what cards are right?
Yeah, I'll show you one by one. So two of the cards are right side up. So that's a yes answer. So the first card is the Hermit. So the Hermit, yeah. So the major arcana cards, you know, the energy is fixed and they usually contain a big invitation spiritually, you know, to grow. And the invitation with the Hermit is the serenity prayer. Grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change, the courage to change the things I can.
Well, I'm in the program right now, so exactly that serenity prayer.
Right. So you know, this is a big edge of growth for you. So at its root, this question is, where do I have an influence? Where can I assert my influence? And where can I not assert my influence? And to step into the power that you have in where you can assert an influence, and to step away from the circumstances in which you can't, in relationship to this question. So where you have,
oh my God.
So where you have an influence is in your inner domain, your inner sanctuary, or your emotional vibration, right? So as much as you can, see if you can notice when your emotions are dipping down and going into a negative place, and see if you can make a choice to elevate up that emotional frequency. And the tool that I shared earlier when I was talking to Lonnie about the breathing, that is something that I would really encourage you to utilize right now, because what it does is it breaks you free of that adrenalized response to stress, where you know, our mind's all taken over, our vibration is low, and it raises you into the relaxation response. So you've got a place of inner equanimity, you've got inner peacefulness, and you're in a state of inner peace.
Okay.
So the next card that you had was the Magician, and we've talked about the Magician several times. It's about igniting your gifts and your aptitudes, but I'm not 100% clear. So I'll tell you all the cards and then I'll come back to this one for you because I've got a question for you with that.
Well, I'm learning how to do all that right now with like gratitude lists, and I'm meditating every single day, but I'm in such a low that I'm like, I can't even do a gratitude list. I can't even think of a single thing I'm grateful for.
Right. And that's why, you know, honestly, Mona, that's why I would recommend the breathing, because the breathing can really break through that habit of mind. This is habits of mind, you know, so we want something that's stronger than that worry cycle and that pattern of fear. So the breathing is really something that is potent enough to break through the fortification of that mind habit So I'd really encourage you to just practice that little breathing technique. I'd love to talk to you additionally about other tools that support you in that. You know, just really quick, the group is working with coming in this second week, a practice called chakra balancing that really focuses on activating that relaxation response in the body through the power of the breath. It's the most potent tool that I know to transform emotional challenge and difficulty. So I'd recommend that you take a look at that. The meditations are inexpensive. They're like $20 or something.
Yeah, I learned about the Delta meditation, the Theta meditation. I mean, I go into Gamma meditation, and in my ears, I put like soundproof headphones, and I just go into like writing gratitudes, and everything was coming back to me times 3. Like I got all this money all of a sudden. Everything just started working out for me. Until now, in my mindset, I'm like, I'm homeless, and I keep picturing myself living on the street or something. And I'm like, why am I thinking this way? Why am I visioning this? Normally, I'm like, it'll be fine. I'm getting my offer this week, but I'm like, I can't believe I'm home now.
Yeah.
And living in a nice hotel, though.
Exactly. It's that destabilization, you know, and I think one of the first places that you can relax around that is to truly trust that the universe knows what it's doing and it has your back. So if we think about, well, why would the universe want to make me homeless and pull up all this mental chatter? What could be the gift in that? And, you know, as I described to you, the gift in that is that you have access to that mental chatter, to pull it up and out, to have it fully illuminated in your awareness, because then it comes out of the body, it comes onto paper, it comes to be something within your influence. So first thing is to just trust the universe has your back. This is happening for a reason. It's divinely inspired and guided to support your own expansion, to elevate up to this next level. You know, perhaps this next chapter is going to require more of you, and it needs more of your energy. It needs more of your aliveness. Wow, doesn't time go fast when you're enjoying yourself? Oh my gosh. So that so I want to complete with you, and I do want to say, so get connected to some sort of breathing practice to through the mind chatter, get connected to the opportunity that exists, and also something else that's coming up for me that I'm just going to present to you as a question, and then maybe we can later, or you can take advantage of the offers that I've got online. But is this aligned with your purpose? Is this really what you want to be doing with your life and your future? So if you had to answer that quick yes, no right now, what would you say?
I don't, well, it's hard. I'm very into success and doing well, and I'd like to see myself work my way up into something like this, but it's not what I envisioned myself doing. But I like success, you know, I like to like promote it, you know, this has a lot of opportunities, but no, I did not expect. I'm taking it really easy because I'm newly in a program, and I'm doing the easiest job I've ever had in my life since I was like 20 years old. That pays well. Well, hopefully I'm going to be doing it. But I'm trying to take it easy on myself and, you know, not drink for a year at least, and hopefully work. But no, I have like, it's literally practically a receptionist or administrative assistant. Actually, it pays pretty well.
Okay, I get it. And I
but
think
it's not my dream, no, to be an administrative.
Right, I get it.
They even asked me in my, like, are you sure you don't want to go for a bigger position? I'm like, no, this is just where I need to be.
Well, exactly. And that's what I would say is true. It is on path for this next step. There's a purpose for it, and there's a reason for it in your life for the next step. But it's also an invitation to not lose sight of the bigger picture goals and the bigger picture fulfillment of the magician. And it's giving you an opportunity to be supported in exploring that question on a deeper level. That makes sense, Mona?
Yeah, I'm learning a lot about this stuff right now. I'm reading a lot of books about it. So everything you're saying is resonating perfectly.
Excellent. So happy. And thank you so much for coming up for your questions. I have loved this happiness hour. I've loved having you all in here and on here. And I wanted to speak to Dean, because Dean's got some great information about what's going on astrologically right now. So, Dean.
Thank you so much, by the way. I just want to say, and you do amazing when someone specifically asks you a question. Like you did a really good job. Oh, can you tell me what the cards were again? Magician and what was the first one?
Hermit, Magician, and Ace of Pentacles.
Okay, perfect. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Mona. So I just wanted to jump in with Dean to close out. Can you all come back next week, because I want to do this again and talk to each of you, because I've had so much fun. I knew I was going to love my happiness hour, but I would love you guys to come back and you know, if you've got a question, I'd love to answer it. But before we end, I do want to touch base with Dean, because I love astrology and it really helps me put things in context when we find out what's going on with the heavens, what's going on up above. So, Dean, what do you have to say about that?
Well, I was just looking at the astrology chart for today, and when I look at charts, I look not only from the Earth's perspective, but I look at the sun's perspective also. And today is a really beautiful aspect for awakening your intuition, which is the theme of your talk today. And if you look at the diagram behind me, and I'll spotlight it so you can see it better. Today there's this really strong aspect between Mercury, Neptune, and Jupiter. And when you get a good aspect between Mercury and Neptune, it's words coming from the subconscious or the collective unconscious. And that's the best aspect, a trine from Mercury to Neptune, for psychic ability or opening the intuition or communicating from the collective unconscious. And some people just call it smart. It makes people really smart, but they're smart because they're pulling things out of the subconscious. And at the midpoint between those two is Jupiter, which is your beliefs. If you've got a really developed Jupiter, it's wisdom. So what we would get from the energy today is psychic communication of truth and wisdom and hope and things of that nature, which is kind of what you do when you're doing card readings or psychic readings or things of that nature. So anyway, really good energy on an auspicious day for you to start your webinars, Michelle. So welcome to the group of people doing webinars. And congratulations on doing it on such an auspicious day for
that
capabilities.
I love when the planets align. I just want to say that Dean has developed his astrology also based on the chakras, and I've never seen that before. I think that is brilliant, because a lot of my work is circulating around the chakras, and I know the importance of having a intelligent and effective relationship with your chakras. And I feel like your astrology is just an additional tool of support for that whole mechanism and process. So I'm interested in you know, spending more time with you and doing more work on this whole thing. And I know you've got a class coming up, you said, about the astrology.
Yeah, and just along the lines of what you were saying in the chakras, I kind of downloaded that bit of information that the planets were the chakras in the same exact order as they are in the heavens. A couple decades ago, I just kind of realized that I had been studying astrology for a long time, and then I started doing polarity therapy, which is hands-on healing, working with the chakras and polarities of chakras. And it became obvious to me as I was studying that the planets and the chakras were the exact same thing in the same exact order in the body. And so I thought, wow, that's an amazing realize. And then you know, for a minute I thought I had discovered some new secret. Then I was reading this book, which I put an image from, by Jose Arguelles, called The Mind Factor. So I read this book shortly after, and I'm looking at this diagram in the book, and I go, oh, same exact planets on the same exact point. So I guess I didn't discover anything new. I figured something out that the Mayans knew at least 500 years ago. So
You know,
maybe it's,
Dean, honestly, I've had that happen to me so many times where I think, oh, I got this insight from working with my clients, and I've created this program based on how it is to work with my clients. And then I went to the yoga ashram, and they knew this information 2,000 years ago, and they're teaching it in the ashram. I'm like, oh, okay. All right. It's a collective piece of wisdom that we tap into.
yeah, and that's exactly that aspect today of the Mercury trying Neptune, meaning information and words coming out of the collective unconscious. So a lot of times we think we've just come up with a genius idea, but we just pulled it out of the collective unconscious, and it's been there forever. So,
Right? Yes, but it's good to have, it's good to have a conscious and intentional connection to that and relationship with that. And again, that's more, I've got more information about all of that, but I have so loved my happiness hour. I can't wait for next week. And please come if you didn't get a question answered, please come again next week, stay connected. And you could also, write it in the chat, or, send a question if you can't come, and then watch it later. But I want you to come anyway, so I don't want to say too much about that. But thank you so much, everybody. Namaste, love and light and blessings to you all.
yeah, and I just posted this the website that has all the schedules of webinars. Today we're adding another new one, healing with singing bowls, and that's going to be combined with the conversations with the archangels and the astrology. And then I will be starting my new astrology class next week, 1 o'clock on Tuesdays and Thursdays. So check out the schedule at that website I just posted.
Are you teaching people how to do astrology, or are you just doing, what are you doing in your class?
Well, the one today we're doing astrology and healing, how to use the knowledge that the planets are the chakras to assess somebody's energy system through their chart. And then we're going to be doing healing based on that. And today, as part of the working with the archangels, we're going to start all that up at 1 o'clock with singing bowls, and then archangels at 2, and then the astrology and healing at 3. But next week,
I'm so sorry I booked up my day today because I want to go to all of that. Are you going to do it again?
no, we do it every week, Tuesday,
good.
Thursday, and Saturday.
Okay.
And then, I'm going to start teaching all the general principles of astrology and numerology,
Okay.
which are also totally connected. On Tuesdays and Thursdays, part of the same grouping of webinars at 1 o'clock on Tuesdays and Thursdays, starting next week. If you want to learn numerology and astrology, I'll be sharing what I know about all that. And here's another diagram. This shows the relationship between the planets, the chakras, the sacred geometry, which is the basis of numerology. So I'm going to teach a really systematic approach to numerology and astrology and sacred geometry, and how they're all really connected to the same principles. All, again, popping out of the collective unconscious, so nothing new in the universe, but
well, honestly, I've suspected that for a long time, but I hadn't got connected to that channel that you got connected to bring it down and put it together in a format that you can share. So I'm naturally drawn and interested in what you're teaching and what you're talking about. So yes, on some point, I'm jumping in on all of that.
Cool. And what's going to be the focus for your webinar next Saturday?
Me, I'm going to do my happiness hour. Every week, it's going to be an hour where we talk about anything that can elevate your happiness set point. And happiness is, it's not just a frivolous thing, oh, I want to be happy. It's really an experience of well-being that contains positive emotions ranging from contentment to extreme joy. So I want to support people in understanding how to occupy those energetic frequencies more intentionally and consciously, because honestly, we believe when you ask people where they want to be 5 years from now, most people say, I just want to be happy, you know, as if it's something that just lands on you if you're lucky. But happiness is actually a skill that becomes a practice, that then becomes a habit. So I'm really interested in supporting people in understanding how to bring all that together and make it a conscious intention and a conscious plan to live in those bandwidths and those vibrations that are positive. And anyone who knows me knows that I'm not talking about that on a superficial level. It's really about, you know, how do we go through the mechanisms of really being practically able to elevate our frequency and what we need to do to clear our obstacles and really expand our container and raise our vibration. So that's my theme that I'm going to talk about every week. So that will be the same, but it will be different every week because we'll have different people and different things will be highlighted and talked about.
Cool.
Namaste. I think we've gone over, Dean. Am I going to get into trouble?
Yes, you're going to have to go to the punishment webinar, which comes up next.
I'll have to talk to the boss and see if he'll excuse me, which happens to be you. So thank you so much. Thank you, ladies. I've got one more thing before. I do want the ladies to know that on your website, on this Zoom link and the New Earth Facebook website, there are all sorts of light workers who are offering free sessions, just like I did today, for new people, if they've got a question, to, you know, see what their connection is to divinity and their connection to wisdom. So I encourage you to check it out. Why not? It's a great resource. Why not have a look at what everyone's up to on this platform, which I'm super excited about, by the way. All right, so that's me. I need to go. Namaste. Bye, ladies.
Bye, Michelle.
Bye, bye. Love and light.